feel like do I look sweaty right now? No?
Sweaty? I don't think so. No. Good. No. Alright.
Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to the weekly web show. Once again, I'm your host, Bobby Nahill, and as you can see, we have a really fantastic guest on the show this week, Chase Stebbins, who is an artist once from Cohasset, Massachusetts, where I'm from as well, and now is residing in Los Angeles, California nonetheless. But before we dive into all that good Cohasset hometown stuff, which I'm sure a lot of people are interested in, let's talk about your music and everything. So, how are you doing today, first of all?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Glad to be here. Glad to be at USC.
Oh,
All
yeah.
the beautiful women. Yeah, just. I'm doing well. I actually just got off a performance last night. Did some new stuff. Tried some things, and so I'm feeling good this morning.
Good. And so for those of you who don't really know your music and what it's all about, could you just describe that?
Yeah. I think we were talking about this earlier. It's like, what do I call myself? Yeah, no, I do rap, but I put myself in the category of hip hop. You know, rappers to me are like 2 Chainz, Rick Ross, all that stuff. That to me, but hip hop, I feel like, you know, you can venture out into different genres, and like I think that's what I'm trying to play with that here. You know, it's like creating my own style, my own name for myself, my own message. I feel like I found that out here a little bit. I found like my own creativity. I found my flow. I found my sound, and I found passion out here, man.
Well, it's known for the city of dreams, so I'm sure you know you came out here with a dream, and that's so great. And I think something that's very rare is people taking that risk. And you see a lot of people on television talking about how much they want to just go to LA and they did it and they're succeeding. But for those who are kind of on the fence about it, I mean, what has that journey been like for you?
The hardest part was getting on the plane. I know that sounds like the easiest part, but the hardest part was just committing to moving out here. You know, I talk to so many people back home all the time, and they're like, dude, I'm thinking about moving out. And it's like, you know, thinking about it is a lot different than actually creating a plan and really being like, in 3 months I'm gonna have this amount of money, I'm gonna move out there, and I'm gonna start my career, you know. But what I can tell those people is it's the best decision I've ever made. I'm different, you know, in a better way.
Good. That's always great to hear. And so I know you have a pretty big single that's about to drop. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
So it's called Wine and Cigs. I've been teasing it for a while now.
Drop the Instagram down
below. Chase Stebbins music. So it's been a while that I've been kind of talking about this one, but I wanted to get it right for everyone. I wanted to get it right for my mother, because it's about my mother. Little backstory about that is, I never had the best relationship with my mother. She to me was like my parent, and my dad was like my friend. And no offense to mom and dad, but that's just how it was. Yeah, if you're watching. And so I kind of wanted to have a song about my mother, you know, and I was trying to think of like a creative way to do it. And to me, Wine and Cigs, that resembles her, because at the end of the day, she'd go out, she'd have a cigarette, she'd pour herself a glass of wine, and she'd have some time to herself. And I'd go out and she'd pour me a glass, and you know, we'd start talking, we'd turn off the mother something, and those to me were like some of the best moments. Is when I really met who she was as a person, and I wanted to create a song about that. Not really, because if you listen to the song and you didn't listen to this interview, I feel like you could listen to that song and not really get it, but it is a conversation between me and my mother. You know, about me moving out to LA, about me pursuing my dream. She's an artist, she's the only other artist in the family, so I'm glad that it turned out the way it is. Good. She's happy about it.
Good. Hey, you gotta make the mom happy. That's what
exactly.
Really matters.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I know we have a quick clip of that, so we'll do a quick teaser for this new music video and your song, and we're gonna come back and have a special segment featuring good old Cohasset. But hey, thanks so much.
And shot by Colin McElhaney, all right?
Sounds good.
He's talented.
Stay tuned.
All right.
right, so we hope you enjoyed that little teaser of Wine and Cigs, and the link to the video is actually right down below in the description box if you want to check out the rest of it. But now we're gonna play a quick segment of West Coast versus East Coast, because like I mentioned in the beginning, Chase and I are from a very, very small town in Massachusetts, good old Cohasset.
Gotta love it.
7,000 people from this town. Hopefully you're all watching who are from Cohasset. But that being said, we're gonna give a couple comparisons of something in the West Coast versus the East Coast and just talk about it, talk about the differences of the two. But all right, so let's get started. So the very first one is In-N-Out Burger versus Wahlburgers, which for those of you who don't know Wahlburgers, it's actually the Wahlburger brothers started this franchise. Marky Mark, good old Boston. So what is your take? In-N-Out or Wahlburgers?
In-N-Out. Sorry, Mark.
Sorry, Mark. Sorry. Sorry, Wahlburgers.
It's the first thing I got when I got off the plane and came here. I was like, I got some In-N-Out.
I feel like you have to, honestly. Even if you don't like burgers, I wasn't a burger fan, honestly, until In-N-Out. Yeah. And now I go at least once a week.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it's like, good. It's good.
Gains. Straight gains.
Alright, so next question. Good old Dunkin' Donuts versus Coffee Bean.
Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, there's a reason why there's like 3 of them in the same building back in Boston.
I know.
I mean, like you need it. Like people are addicted to Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, you see back, I think maybe every other street corner there's a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
What's your favorite drink usually?
I like an iced coffee.
Okay,
you know,
I'm mocha iced with a sausage, egg, and cheese.
Yeah, you know, I'll delve into
but
that.
Coffee Bean, no hate on Coffee Bean.
Coffee Bean, relax.
But Dunkin' Donuts, it's an East Coast thing.
Yeah.
Like, no matter where you are in the world, it's always your favorite.
Yeah, you get off the plane, it's the first thing you see. You know, Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, so West Coast In-N-Out was like our Dunkin' Donuts in the East Coast. Yeah. All right, so now we have West Coast beaches versus East Coast beaches, because we grew up in a coastal town. Yeah. So we can kind of have a different perspective on the beach life. Yeah. But
so honestly, it's two different feels.
Okay.
Because like back home, I love the South Shore feel. I love you know, the beaches are beautiful over there, and I didn't really appreciate that until I've gone home a few times since being out here and being like, wow, like home is actually beautiful, you know. And then out here, obviously, we all know, you know, it's great out
Santa Monica, Manhattan, Venice, the whole 9 yards.
I'm actually gonna say back home, I like the beaches better because, like you said, you know, I grew up right, you know, pretty much on the water, and it brings me back. And every time I go home, I'll walk the ocean. And it'll bring me back.
It does.
So that I don't have that same effect, that pull out here with these beaches. But the scenery's great.
Yeah,
the scenery on the beaches are great.
Very true.
So.
Good, and I agree. I think there's really nothing like home.
You know.
But all right, so now we're gonna go to the sports scene. So LA sports versus Boston sports.
A lot of people are gonna get mad at me. I think there's no comparison. I think that Boston sports is so much more intense.
Oh, good. Okay.
Where'd you think I was going?
I was like, are you gonna say LA?
No. But I got LA friends who are gonna give me shit.
Got it. Yeah.
I mean, Patriots. That's all I have to say. Next question, right?
Next question. Can we talk about
next question?
All right. So the other thing is traffic. West Coast traffic versus East Coast traffic, because LA people obviously know traffic is terrible here, but Boston is pretty tough too.
It's pretty bad.
I mean, we are called, you know, we have a certain nickname that I'm not going to say on the sake of the show, but
I can't say. Okay.
All good.
Put it in the comments.
Yes, comments are down below.
Credited by.
Yeah. But so, what is your take on the traffic?
So I agree. It's like, you know, people complain all the time about the traffic out here, but I'm like, you've never sat through 4 o'clock traffic back in Boston. It's non-moving. Like,
it's not.
It's pretty bad. So, whatever. I'll give it to you, LA. You have terrible traffic. Right? Like, just try going to Boston and catching, you know, going through that.
Maybe you can drive on your way to Dunkin' Donuts.
Exactly. I'm gonna give them this because I didn't give them the sports.
That's true. Okay, fair. That's fair. We gotta play fair. Yeah. But that's great. So basically, kind of given all of our comparisons, what is your overall summary of LA as a whole? Boston.
It's different. It's very different. But I love it. And I don't think that I'm coming home anytime soon. I think I have a lot more to accomplish out here. And just make it happen.
Good.
You know?
You are, and we're so glad to see. And definitely, like I said, really check out Chase's music and Wine and Cigs. The link is right down below. And hey, thank you so much for coming on to the
Bobby,
show. Really appreciate
nice
it.
to see you, man.
Hey, anytime. Well, hey, that being said, thank you all so much for watching. And once again, please subscribe. We'd love to have you every single week on the Weekly Web Show. And hey, thanks again, and see you next week. And peace out, Cohasset.
Peace out.